Okay, guys, so I've been asked on stream the same kind of questions multiple times, so I thought it would be easy to just make a quick YouTube video and go over those kind of questions. So the first one that I get asked a lot about is, what does Method's roster look like? What kind of changes have you guys had since the last tier? So let me just jump into that. So here I've got the method.gg/teams page open. This is our full roster up to date here. We actually have 43 people involved in the Method roster right now. That is 30 players, 10 analysts, and 3 support people. But it's definitely quite a big team at this point in time, and it's the kind of size of team you need to really compete at the top level as the Race to World First continues to get more and more competitive. So let me just run through the roster real fast. No changes on our tanks. We still have Nate and Teef. They've been with us for a few tiers. And yeah, strong tank lineup. We do have some changes on the healing team. So first of all, guys, Bangers is now playing healer. You might remember Bangers play, or you might not remember Bangers playing the last few tiers as Boomkin. He actually didn't see much action, which has always been a little bit of a it hasn't been good for us, I guess you could say. He's a very strong player. He's also got a great mindset. It can help keep the motivation up with the team, which is really important on like long progress kind of rating. And so Bangers is now playing a healer, and by playing healer and a small healing team like we've got, we're expecting him to see a lot of action this time around, hopefully. So Bangers will not be benched, hopefully. So that's great to have him in the healing team now. We also did that to plug, obviously, a little bit of a gap we had in the healing team potentially. So hopefully it'll be good to have another strong player there. Also, we have Kina, who will likely see some action this tier. Kina's been with us for 4 years now, another one of the officers actually in the guild. I think the last time he played was Vault, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be an interesting time to see Kina back in the raid. Other than that, the other 3 healers, guys, you'll probably recognize from last tier. Crystallize, FTM, Scanner. Looking at the DPS, by the way, we have a lot of Swedes in Method now. Can you see that? Scanner, Yarb, Maskin, Rame, Monkey, Fragments, of course. We actually started with a lot of Danes originally back in the day, like 4 years ago. Seems like the Swedes are taking over now. But let's look at some of the new players that we've had on the DPS side. So Coltra, he played in Liquid last tier. He joined here ahead of this tier, so that's a new trial. Matteo, he actually joined before Amir Dressel, I think, but he didn't see much raiding action, I think. So hopefully he'll get to see a bit more this time around. I believe that's why he's still listed as a trial spot right now. Messiah, he's actually a last minute join. I think he joined about 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, sorry, 2 weeks before the expansion, and was in BDG before that. We actually have quite a few new players from BDG. They obviously disbanded after the last tier, so naturally we got a few of those players, including some of the Europeans actually, which were playing in a North American guild. They're back obviously on EU time zone, which is probably a good thing for them. But we have actually, this is worth pointing out, guys, Mort has returned. That's something that a lot of people are excited about. I think the last tier he did with us was probably Sepulture, if I'm not mistaken. But Mort was like, he used the guild master of his own guild before he joined Method, like top 30, top 40 guild. Widely quite respected in the team. So it's been a big motivation boost for him to kind of return. So that's really positive. We have Monkey. He's another player from BDG, a melee player. We have Spen, who is actually also from Liquid from last year. We're actually going to bring him to the event to help with his ping situation. So he'll be doing quite a bit of a travel. We have Uggs, who, like I said, obviously he was playing in BDG before as well, but he's actually from the UK. Kane actually told me just some positive words for Uggs here, guys. Kane told me that he seems like quite a smart player, so one to watch out for here. We also have Verb. I actually almost missed Verb there, guys. He came through the application system, I believe, also from a pretty good guild. I think he came through from the open application system, which is actually kind of unusual at this point in time. Most of the raiders, obviously, that join Method these days are from friends of friends or like some kind of connection to an existing raider. You guys know how it is. But I believe Verb came from the application system itself, which is cool to see. The rest of these raiders you guys will recognize, of course. Nothing's changed there. If we go to the analyst team, by the way, guys, we've actually got some big changes here, which is great to see. So we had Dana join us. She's going to help with some organization kind of stuff around the splits and similar. She's like a friend of a lot of different players in the guild, so made sense for her to come and help with the organization of certain things. Of course, we have the return of Noggy, which has actually been really good for us. You guys know Noggy, of course, from the scene. He's got a ton of experience when it comes to world first raiding, but he's also an exceptionally talented, like technical kind of person. He's actually developed some really good tools for the team, like internally. That's going to help us a lot on the progress rating. So this is like a great pickup, honestly, to get Noggy back. Really excited to have him back on the team. And we also have Permok. He's our new WeCore guy. I believe he also came from BDG. But so far the team is extremely happy with what he's doing. So this has been a great pickup as well. Alongside that, we have our other analysts that you guys probably recognize from the previous tiers. Of course, our raid leader Biff, healing officer Dragneo, Tom, Nuki, Mirana, Kena. Turtle, of course. So analyst team is actually looking stacked. It's actually looking really strong. I feel like the analyst team, we've really leveled up quite a bit. And then obviously on the support side, like I said, it kind of ranges how much we get from each player here on the support side, whether they do little or whether they do a lot. But we have Kian, Heragelis, and Rinault. Again, all longtime members or previous members of Method over the years who are just here to kind of help out with whatever we need. So that's the update on the roster side of things. So it's looking good, guys. Looking like we have a really strong team here, and I'm really excited to see how we perform going into that first tier. The second question that I get asked a lot on stream is, like, what do I think our chances are going into this tier, right? That's obviously a question I get a lot. To be honest, like speaking to Kena and some of the others in the guild, preparation seems to be really going well. Like to quote one of the officers that I spoke to, they're just saying basically that we're blasting at the moment and very excited to see how we perform once we get into the tier. It's also been said that this expansion, we actually feel like the other guilds are chasing us preparation-wise rather than the other way around. And if there ever was a chance for us to compete for the world first, this could actually be the tier. So I would say that the motivation in the guild right now is extremely high, and I think everyone's just really excited to get into the raid and kind of prove what we can do. So hopefully this is the expansion, guys, or this is even the tier where we can challenge and compete for that world first again. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I think everyone's really excited, myself included. Like I'm actually really excited because, like I said, everything seems to be coming together really well with the guild. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so the third question that I get asked a lot on stream, and the one that's most frequent, is, am I making a return to the Race to World First? The reason for that is probably because I've been playing a lot more of my monk and tanks in general. That is because I do want to spend more time tanking in the War Within, not just play on my hunter, which I did in Dragonflight. But I am still retired. I retired at the end of Shadowlands when we got the world second on Jailer, and since then we've had Nate and Teef tanking for us, and that's still the tanking combo that we are going into the War Within with as well. Obviously 2 great tanks, so I'm not really needed, I guess you could say, on the tank spot method. So what that's allowed me to do, of course, is to actually free up my time to spend on like the organization side, which is actually, I would say, very important, because of course what we do on the field with the guild is very important, but also what we do off the field in regards to how we grow the organization, build method up so that we're able to actually support the team financially, externally, and also put on like the large scale Race to World First events. Like if we want to be competitive, we need to have a strong organization behind the guild, of course, because it's not just about playing the game anymore with how professional the Race to World First scene has gotten. So I spend my time these days on running the method organization and pushing the growth there as much as possible, and I guess you could say working on the guild stuff on a more macro level. So taking conversations with our raid leader Biff, Kena, making sure that the guild is moving in the right way towards our 13th world first, like that the trajectory is good, given my input if necessary, but for the most part they have it under control. Things are moving really well with the guild in general. But yeah, that's kind of what I do at this moment in time. I do still miss the Race to World First, like competing as a player. Like I get asked that a lot as well, of course. But now that we're doing live events again, of course, like the last 2 live events and this big live event that we've got coming up for the first tier of the War Within, I will obviously be there in person. It's great to hang out with a lot of the players. Some of those guys, obviously, that I've raided alongside myself, like a few years ago, or like 2 years ago. Hanging out with them at dinner breaks, the media day, all that kind of stuff, and just feeling like I'm still part of the team. I guess you could say lessens it a little bit. And of course, I jump on the method stream like as a semi-caster every now and then, and I'm still as dedicated to method getting that 13th world first as much as I can be. That's kind of what I spend my time on these days, guys. So I'm still retired for now, and yeah, that's kind of the 3 questions I get asked the most on stream. Hopefully, this answers it in a little bit more of a detailed way than I can typically answer in short form whenever I get asked on stream all the time. So. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for all your support for me and for Method, of course. This tier could be a big one for us. So hopefully I'll see you on the Method stream come the Mythic release, and let's cheer the guys on. Thanks, guys.